Hold It In. We did with me and Dale did it with two of the guys from the Buffalo Surfers, Paul Leary and Jeff Pincus.
Nice.
And it's the first record I've been involved in where I didn't write the majority of the music on it. You know, so that was kind of interesting. Paul wrote 3 songs. Pincus wrote a bunch. You know, I think maybe I wrote a little over a third of it, maybe. You know, so that was cool. And I've always been big fans of those guys, so it was great to work with different people. And at this point in our career, we've done so many albums and been around for so long that it's nice to put a different spin on it. Well, you know, I've been a big fan of theirs, and we'd actually played shows with them, but I didn't really know Paul that well. Met him, that was it. You know, talked to him a little bit, but I wasn't really, me and him weren't pals. We didn't exchange numbers. You know,
well, how did it come about? Who said, hey, you guys ought to do some
Pincus. We played shows with Pincus, his other band called Honky.
Right.
And so, then Pincus happened to be in LA, and me and Dale jammed with him a couple years ago. And so, then we go, we should do some recording, you know, maybe make an EP or something like that, you know. And then as that went on, then we asked Jeff to play bass with us on a tour because our regular bass player was on baby watch at home. His girlfriend was about to have a kid during the tour, so we didn't think it was a good idea for him to go, you know, because, you know, for some reason babies come first. I don't know why.
The mothers like it that way.
Exactly. So then Jeff sat in and did it, and then while we were doing that, actually a little before that, I got the idea. What do you think Paul would want to work on anything? So then we got to ask Paul through Jeff. So it's a big happy family now.
Yeah, cool. Listen, the Melvins have often been considered, you know, maybe the godfathers of grunge. You guys started early. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that title?
It doesn't bother me. I mean, you know, I guess on some level it's nice to know that our music had an impact on a global level, but, you know, not exactly through us. But ultimately, I'm much more about what have you done lately. You know, we're, as far as I'm concerned, a contemporary band. Always have done new albums, always have done, you know, kept things interesting by touring a lot and doing all those sorts of things and taking it out and not being a novelty act of, you know, doing the first 2 albums or something like that. You know, just
Hold It In. What number is that? What number album is that?
I don't know, somewhere in the mid-20s.
20s. You lost count. Who's keeping count at this point?
Internet.
Yeah. Gene Simmons made a profound statement not too long ago, within the last month, I guess, after their U.S. tour, that rock is dead. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about someone of his nature saying that now that his career is almost over?
Well, he was rock and rolling all night, so maybe it is dead for him. I mean, I don't know. I mean, things change, you know. I mean, the industry certainly is different than it's ever been, but you know, there's probably a lot of rock music that should be dead.
That's good. That's good.
Maybe we're here to help kill it. I mean, Alice Cooper said in the '60s, you know, that they were driving a stake through the heart of the peace and love generation.
That's exactly right.
I mean,
you guys have some influences with Cooper and even Iggy Pop. You know, those are some of your early influences. Who are your influences today, as the Melvins? Who do you guys see as your influences?
You know, influence is just it's just a massive question. I mean, I don't have enough time, you know, to go.
Anyone? Someone?
Captain Beefheart. I would say.
How about contemporaries? Anybody on tour today?
Well, you know, we're playing with this band right now called the La Butcherettes that we really like a lot, and there's another band called Tweakbird that I like a lot from LA. There's 2 right there. We play with the Big Business Guys sometimes. We did 3 albums with them, an EP. I like their band a whole lot. You know, there's 3. You know, those 3 are the kind of things that give you hope. You know?
That's good.
But
like that.
There's always been good bands. There's always never been a golden era as far as I'm concerned. Most of the stuff that comes out from the time rock music started till now has been garbage. And there's a few things that are the little diamonds that you find while you're sifting through all the rest of the shit. And those are the ones that keep you going. And I've always joked that my record collection has only gotten bigger because time has passed. You know, not because there's so many good new bands. You know, it's never been the case for me.
Not to be morbid, but who's going to get your collection once Buzz goes?
Well, me and my wife have a saying that we won't get divorced because one of us will be dead. It's winner take all. I don't care who gets it.
That's cool, man. Okay, well, let's go back. Here's a question that a friend of mine, one of my writers who actually reviewed your second to last album, Tres Cabrones. He asked, what do you think the teenage versions of the Melvins would say if they were to see their career path now?
Well, they wouldn't believe it, because when I started this band, my original goals were to play a show on a stage, maybe. It wasn't even about making a record. So I surpassed my initial expectations almost immediately. So it's all gravy from there. They wouldn't believe that we would be able to do as many albums and actually tour and make money and have it be a career. That would be outlandish to them. They would just think that was the greatest thing could possibly happen. Everything that's good in my life, everything, from my wife to where I live to my dogs, it's all as a result of me playing music. I'm happy. I couldn't be happier. I want for very little as far as that's concerned, and I refuse to look at things like in a way that would be negative. I'm a real happy guy, very happy. But I also speak my mind. If something's the way I view a guy like John Lydon, Johnny Rotten. He would be my hero as far as like how he conducts himself in the media. He doesn't ever hold back. He says whatever he wants to, but he's always right. He's handled his fame really well. I wish I could, only be his tenth as good as he is, as far as that's concerned. So
one of my favorite interviews he did was with Tom Schneider of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
back in the right after
him and Keith Levine.
Awesome.
It's
Still
amazing.
love it.
That's where I got that actual interview. Is where we got the song title, or I got the song title "Senile Animal," because he says that. Some
right.
senile animal.
That's right.
Where we got this. That's where we got it.
when the person was asking about that little ditty.
Oh yeah. I'm a huge fan of his. Huge fan. Whatever he wants to do is good enough for me.
Okay, here we go. The Melvins have plenty much kept the same sound since the band first started. What was the thought behind this? How do you guys keep that same sound and just making new music with the same sound? How do you do that?
Well, I don't agree with that. I think that we've done a vast amount of different kinds of sounding stuff. I think. I don't know what our sound would be. I have no idea. I could never pick out one album and say this is what we sound like. This band that we can hear, AC/DC, they've done that. Or the Ramones, but I don't know what our sound would be. I have no idea. We've done a wide variety of things.
Okay. That's honest. Okay, what has been the biggest change mentally from your beginnings in Washington to the current status of the band today? Do you see any big changes? I mean, that's kind of the lead up from the last question, but...
Well, it's hard for young people to believe this, but it's gotten better as time has went on. Getting old isn't anything to be afraid of. It's great. You have all the things you always knew, and new stuff as well to fall back on. And if you get senile or go crazy, then you're not going to know anyway.
What was the last song you picked today on your iPod or on your way here? There's something you say, hey, I want to listen to this to get me in the mood.
Band called the Angels from Australia.
I see.
They're
new band?
No, it was a band from the early 80s.
The early 80s band.
Early, not the Angels.
Not the Angels.
Not the Angels from LA. This is a band called the Angels from Australia. Here they were called Angel City.
I see.
But the singer just died this year of brain cancer.
Oh shit. How old?
So, I think probably 60, maybe a little older. I might be wrong about that. There's an older than me, but probably a decade at least.